Seja bem-vindo a mais um Salvo-conduto Podcast. Hoje nós temos um convidado internacional aqui, que é o Travis Wright. Ele é lutador de jiu-jitsu, ele viaja o mundo, ele conhece muitos restaurantes, é um cara legal demais que faz os melhores vídeos que eu já vi de restaurantes, hein? Daqui a pouco a gente vai falar com ele. Uma parte do podcast vai ser em inglês. Eu tentei habilitar aí a legenda automática, mas se não sair, não tem problema. Depois a gente vai postar com legendas para vocês, tá? Antes de começar, então, com a entrevista com o Travis, eu quero dar boa noite pro Jamil, que a gente tem alguns recados para passar para vocês e também as notícias da semana, tá? Boa noite, Jamil.
Boa noite, João. Boa noite, Rodrigo. A todos que estão nos assistindo, nos ouvindo. Um prazer estar aqui novamente. E vamos lá, o que a gente tem aí para falar?
Bom, a primeira coisa que a gente tem que falar para vocês é que a gente tá com a agenda cheia. O Salvo-conduto vai fazer o podcast no Brasil inteiro, pessoal. A gente está sendo chamado por vários congressos, várias semanas jurídicas de faculdades, né? Os diretórios acadêmicos, aí os centros acadêmicos das faculdades estão nos chamando, né, Jamil?
Isso.
E é
chamando mais a mim, né? Aí você vai por tabela.
Quem sabe, né?
Não, tô brincando.
Agora, então eu queria falar um pouquinho para vocês dos eventos que a gente vai participar, tá? Então, primeiro eu quero falar da nossa participação no Expo Talks Joinville, pessoal. Vai ocorrer de 5 a 6 de dezembro lá em Joinville. O podcast já está confirmadíssimo com vários outros personalidades do direito e vai ser muito bom, né, Jamil?
É um evento incrível. Vamos fazer o podcast lá no palco, ao vivo, com a participação de vocês. Então compareçam em peso lá, vai ser muito legal.
Pessoal de Joinville, região, Santa Catarina, vão à Expo Direito lá em Joinville, Expo Talks em Joinville. Olha, vai ser um evento fantástico. Outro evento que a gente quer falar é agora, dia 11 de setembro, em Itanhaém. A gente vai estar lá fazendo também o podcast falando sobre execução penal, né, Jamil?
É um prazer retornar a Itanhaém. Fui juiz por muitos anos nessa comarca. A gente vai falar sobre execução penal, vai ter o diretor do presídio de Mongaguá, vai estar lá também, vai ser um bate-papo incrível, então compareçam.
Então você que é de Itanhaém, região aí, ó, nessa quinta-feira, dia 11 de setembro, às 19 horas, estaremos lá em Itanhaém, ao vivo com vocês, tá bom? Outro evento, pessoal, em 2026, a gente vai estar em Paranaíba, no Mato Grosso do Sul, para participar do Júri em Foco, né, Jamil?
A gente vai fazer o podcast no palco, ao vivo, com a participação de vocês, então compareçam.
Estejam com a gente em 2026, na edição 2 do Júri em Foco, pessoal. E claro, a gente não poderia deixar de falar do Congresso de Direito Penal em Fortaleza, dias 10 e 11 de outubro.
Vai ser demais. A gente já teve lá na Expo Direito, né? E agora, então, o Congresso de Penal. A galera que curte aí penal, processo penal... Vão lá dar uma força, vai ser sensacional.
Quem gosta do podcast não pode perder. Nós vamos fazer o podcast ao vivo no palco do Congresso de Direito Penal, que é o maior congresso de direito penal do Brasil, hein, Jamil?
É isso aí.
Bom, agora a gente vai para as notícias da semana, pessoal. A gente tem 3 notícias para trazer para vocês aqui. A primeira é a seguinte. A primeira
você, a do carro lá, do cara pendurado.
É verdade. Eu tô no roteiro errado aqui. Vamos lá. A primeira é a seguinte, pessoal. Viralizou um vídeo de um homem pendurado em um carro, supostamente ali após tentar praticar um assalto. O homem estava pendurado e o carro andando bem rápido. Você viu esse vídeo, Jamil?
A mulher disse que ele se pendurou ali para tentar assaltar, ela acelerou e levou o cara junto, né?
Mas e aí, dá para falar em legítima defesa, então?
A legítima defesa exige uma agressão atual, né, que está ocorrendo no presente momento, ou iminente, uma agressão que está prestes a ocorrer. Ali, supondo que é mesmo um assalto, né, que estaria ocorrendo, de fato, sim, legítima defesa. Acelerou o carro, vai embora.
Eu concordo, né? Não tem como dizer que ela cometeu qualquer tipo de irregularidade ali. Vamos ver as cenas dos próximos capítulos. E a segunda notícia, Jamil?
Olha só, viralizou o vídeo de uma moça que ela para uma moto vermelha, entra numa loja. Quando ela sai, ela acaba pegando uma outra moto vermelha muito parecida com a dela e vai embora. Só que, de fato, era outra moto, não era a dela. E aí, daria para dizer que ela praticou crime de furto? Nós estamos aí diante de um caso de erro de tipo. A pessoa não sabe o que faz. Na verdade, ela não sabe que está subtraindo coisa alheia, né? Ela pensa que a moto é dela. O erro de tipo, quando ele é inevitável, ele afasta dolo e culpa. Quando ele é evitável, ele afasta somente dolo. Subsiste a possibilidade de punição a título de culpa, claro, desde que o crime comporte a modalidade culposa. No caso do furto, não há possibilidade de punição por furto culposo. Não existe essa figura penal. Então, sendo o erro vencível ou invencível, não será punida criminalmente. O que você acha?
Exatamente, não existe furto culposo, né, Jamil? A gente podia aproveitar para falar um pouquinho de furto de uso também, que é uma matéria que sempre cai em concursos e a gente aprende lá desde o primeiro ano de direito penal na faculdade. Imagina, Jamil, que essa moça. Essa moça não, vamos lá. Imagina que alguém pegou uma moto ali só para ir até a esquina e voltar. Essa pessoa responde por furto?
Não responde porque o furto exige, né, tem aí o latim, né, animus rem sibi habendi, a intenção de haver para si a coisa. Se a pessoa só quer pegar aquela coisa para usar momentaneamente e devolver, ela não responde por furto, né? Um furto de uso.
Muito bom. Ó, o João Paulo Alves está assistindo aqui. Ele falou: boa noite. Aguardo ansiosamente o podcast de Vossas Excelências ao vivo em Brasília. Sim, nós vamos participar da Expo Direito em Brasília em abril. Vai ser legal pra caramba, hein? O maior congresso da história.
Pena que tá longe, mas já estão vendendo também, né? Tem lá os lotes e tal.
Já virou lote, já. Tem que correr para comprar ingresso.
É. E, de fato, assim, vale muito a pena. Eu fui na Expo Direito, né? A gente fui lá com o João e, vocês vão gostar muito. É um evento enorme, tem muita palestra, é ótimo para networking. Então, para estudante, para advogado, vale realmente a pena comparecer, né?
É o evento obrigatório, o principal evento de direito do país hoje. Bom, e a nossa última notícia antes de passar para a entrevista. Um homem armado foi ameaçado diversas vezes por outro. Mas muitas vezes mesmo, com muita insistência, Jamil. Viralizou o vídeo, inclusive. Aí ele saiu de perto, entrou no carro e quando ele voltou, ele alvejou a pessoa que o estava ameaçando ali por trás. Dá pra falar em legítima defesa? Será, Jamil? Vamos falar um pouquinho sobre a diferença entre legítima defesa e vingança.
A legítima defesa, ela pressupõe uma agressão atual, está ocorrendo naquele momento, ou iminente, está prestes a ocorrer. Se a agressão cessou, não tem mais legítima defesa. Não dá para exercer legítima defesa contra uma agressão passada. Então, se o agressor está indo embora e a pessoa que até então estava sendo agredida pega uma arma, por exemplo, e efetua um disparo contra as costas da outra, está, na verdade, praticando vingança, né? Não é legítima defesa, não faz jus a excludente de ilicitude.
Perfeito, perfeito. Agora a gente vai passar para a parte do podcast em que a gente vai bater um papo com o Travis Wright, que é o nosso convidado. O Travis é americano, ele fala um pouquinho de português, mas a gente vai fazer a entrevista em inglês, a gente vai fazer algumas perguntas em português, depois repetir em inglês, tá? E aí a gente vai tentar colocar legendas aí no ao vivo do YouTube. Se não subir as legendas, não tem problema. Depois, pessoal, a gente vai repostar esse vídeo com as legendas. Então, boa noite, Travis. Muito bem-vindo. Hi, Travis. Good evening. Thank you so much for accepting to participate in our podcast. It's an honor for us. I'm a fan. I really enjoy your videos. I really like seeing them. And please introduce yourself to our audience.
Primeiro, obrigado por me receberem em seu podcast. That's all the Portuguese I will use today.
Muito obrigado. A gente fica muito honrado, um prazer recebê-lo.
E você fala muito bem.
Muito obrigado. You had a question, but I was planning my Portuguese, so I didn't hear it.
I'm asking you to introduce yourself.
Yes. Maybe the easiest way would be how I introduce myself on Instagram. If you were to go there, other than my name, I don't really tell you, and I don't give you any labels. I tell you my interest. So maybe if I'm at a cocktail party or a bar and someone asks me, what do you do? Or tell me about yourself, I would just tell you what I'm interested in. And when I was a kid, ever since I was a kid, I would watch movies and I'd want to be the main star. Not because he's a star, but because for the movies I enjoyed, Rocky Balboa, or any of these fighting, boxing, or martial arts movies, I'd want to be that guy because he was going on a journey and there was adversity and he was scared, but he pushed past it and he kept going. And then in the end, he got the girl, he's on the mountaintop, he's got the gold. So these are the stories that I wanted to be in. And yes, they were films, but while you're watching them, you suspend disbelief and you feel like you either are that character or you could be. So for me, introducing myself, that's who I am, because that's who I always was. Just a kid who watched movies and wanted to be the big, tough guy who climbed the mountain, or, knocked out Apollo Creed, or, pick your movie, pick your moment. And I think that throughout my life, that's what I've tried to do. That's brought me into entrepreneurship. That's brought me into marketing. That's brought me into videos and Instagram. But I think the thread that runs through it is just wanting to be, I'll keep going back to it, that Rocky Balboa of, pick your movie time of my life.
It's funny that you mentioned Rocky Balboa, because it's actually Jamil's favorite movie.
My favorite movie. Yeah.
Movie series, but do you have a favorite one within the series?
Yeah, Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've not heard that be the favorite. You're the first. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great.
Maybe first and only.
Why this one?
Which
Why
one
6?
do you prefer?
Man, of course, the first, the OG, the original, just was the one that started it all. But I think Rocky 4 was the best.
Yeah,
he
prefers Rocky
4.
4?
Yeah.
Goes into enemy territory, which really just shows his confidence in himself. Throws it all away. He doesn't need any frills, nothing special. I will run in the snow and I'll pick up these wood things over here, and I'm still going to beat that guy who has the best of the best trainers, the best equipment, the best everything. So this was my favorite because he was truly against all odds in this movie.
Yeah, I've seen this movie like 1,000 times. I love it.
Oh, man. And my favorite, though, within that realm, but probably my favorite just martial arts movie that really embodies the way that I described how I see myself is Bloodsport. But I think the name in Brazil was
Grande
Dragão Branco. Yes,
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in his breakout movie.
Yeah.
But this was him kind of like me in what I've done over the past 2 years here in Brazil in a much less significant way than him as portrayed in that movie. But he went to foreign territory. He was American, I think an American or a French guy, trained by Japanese that flies all the way to Japan to compete in this foreign place, can't speak the language, but he trusts, his training. And that's kind of like me. I come here to Brazil 2 years ago, unplanned. So it's like I didn't plan out the movie, but it's just the way it kind of rolled out. I start training jiu-jitsu here, end up going on this journey, training with the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, something that even just to train for a day or a weekend would have been cool. And then I stayed for a year, and they brought me along this crazy journey that ended with, a championship at one of the belt levels that I won. And it was like this kumite, this blood sport moment for me. And so that was a few moments of which in my life that I got to actually kind of live out those movies I used to watch as a kid.
You are the real Frank Dukes.
That's right. Yes.
This is probably the film that I most watched in my entire life.
Really?
Bloodsport. Yeah. And what I'm recommend you to do is watching it in Brazilian Portuguese, dubbed in Brazilian Portuguese.
Oh.
Because Jean-Claude Van Damme acting wasn't that great in English.
No,
but
of course not.
The guy who dubs him in Portuguese does an amazing job. So when you watch it for the first time, if you've never watched in English, you think Jean-Claude Van Damme is a great actor.
Oh my gosh. Because he speaks well and he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's
speaking.
great. He's great.
Oh my gosh.
So it's funny because his pronunciation is much better. They don't try to imitate Jean-Claude Van Damme. They do a good job with the dubbing. I don't know if it's a good or bad job because they should imitate the actor, but their end result, I grew up thinking that Jean-Claude Van Damme was a great actor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Had this amazing voice. Quite the opposite. But he could do the splits across 2 chairs. And this I never achieved, but I guess there's still time.
Yeah. So you are a jiu-jitsu fighter, right?
I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter. That's one of the things I do, yes.
And why did you start practicing jiu-jitsu?
Man, basically, so I'm in Michigan. Half my time growing up in the United States was first in Michigan, kind of like the younger years, and then in Texas. But because it's more recently been Texas, I feel like I'm a Texan. Well, now maybe I feel like I'm a Brazilian. I don't know. There's an identity crisis at play. But growing up in Michigan, watching these movies, what I wanted to do, because UFC came out 1993. So I'm 11 years old. And it comes out, but I think I don't discover it for 2 years. So you go to the movie store and there's all these movies on the shelf to rent. So I was able to rent one just to experiment. And I went back, on Monday and rented the 3 others that were available. And I think UFC Brazil was there. And this was like, wow, Royce Gracie, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, and there's an event in Brazil. And so it was just overload of, first there was the movies, now this is real life. So that planted a seed that from 11 to age 18, 19, that's all I wanted to do. And I remember staging, and this was right before the movie Fight Club came out. I asked my friends, I said, hey, let's put on an event. Let's go to the park and have fights. And they said, absolutely. Fight who? And I said, no, fight each other. And they said, dude, we're not fighting each other. I said, okay, what would you be willing to do? And so there was a couple of guys who had boxing gloves, and they said, well, we'll box. I said, great, two in. And these guys were all hockey players, and they said, well, we could put on the helmet and the gloves, and I think we could go a couple minutes. Great. Now we got 6 people. We got a little event going. And I got 3 other guys plus me to do a 4-person bracket of fighting. But they agreed only to participate if there was no striking to the face. So we could kick and punch all over the body and have a real deal UFC. So I was able to stage this one weekend in the park, cars parked around, and then it got dark. And I'm not making this up because it is from a movie, but people turned their car lights on and lit up the square that we were fighting in. And I didn't win. I actually lost, but I was just so happy that I got to put on the event. So that's kind of how I got there. The movies brought me to this moment. I have this fight in the park. A couple weeks later, I asked them to do it again. Let's go, second event, thinking we're going to do this every weekend or once a month. And they said, absolutely not. This was a one and done. Thank you so much. I'll never forget it, but I'll never do it again. So I was just craving it. And I drove by one day a jiu-jitsu club, and I saw also on there it said MMA. And they had a couple other names for fighting back at the time. And I just walked in, and I had a punching bag in my garage, and I had watched tapes on like striking combos. So I said, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm a striker. I'm a boxer. I've been doing it in my garage for 6 months. So I walk into the gym and I said, I want to fight. And they said, you do? And I said, yeah, I want to fight. And they said, can you fight? I said, absolutely. I practice in my garage all the time. So they said, great, come back tomorrow. I went back the next day. They beat me up. They just straight up beat me up. I didn't win a single minute or moment or nothing. And they didn't do it in a rude way. We were training, we put on the gloves, and they won. They won every second with the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the stand-up. And I got whooped on. So I came back the 3rd day, and I said, hey, okay, I don't want to fight, but I see that you guys have jiu-jitsu here, and there's no striking in jiu-jitsu, so can I train that? And they said, yeah, please be welcome. You're welcome in the gym. So I suited up the jiu-jitsu gi, but I still never forgot about it. And one day, there was an event, like 6 months later, there was an event, and they said, hey, there's an extra spot at your weight class in this event for fighting. Are you sure you don't want to fight? There was my coach in jiu-jitsu, and I said, well, I don't know, you tell me. Can I fight? He said, yeah, you can fight. And I said, okay. And so he got me in, he vouched for me, because I had been training with the guys. I had got my confidence back to train with them. And I won. I won that fight in exciting fashion, and the crowd erupted. And I think the combination of finally living out the moment of fight, plus the performative aspect, of people cheering for me, those two combined, I guess just being a natural performer or comfortable under the spotlight, I said, this is it. This is all I want to do. And that led to a 5-fight career, all professional fights, 4-1, won the title in that organization. And
in jiu-jitsu or MMA?
MMA.
MMA.
And what was really cool was I got drawn more to the brand building of it. So I got the nickname I received in training, the Worm. So it's like the worm that's in the dirt, literally the worm that's in the dirt. Because everything I could squirm out of, I was smaller and I could just sort of wiggle out of things. You're like a worm, man. We can't hold you down. So I put it on t-shirts. And then people start to bring gummy worms, like edible gummy worms, to the events. And when I would fight and win, they would throw them into the cage. So much so that the announcers started to say, if anyone's caught throwing anything into the cage at any point in the event, you will be removed from the, from the arena. And which I thought was really funny because I'm hearing this while I'm warming up. So this was the beginning of my brand building. Like, what is a brand? Okay. And because people were throwing gummy worms in, my shirt said the worm on the front, and on the back, like the warning sign when you're driving, watch for falling rocks, it said watch for flying worms.
Nice.
And so people were buying more of this clothing, these merchandise, the t-shirts, the hats, the hoodies, then I got paid for fighting. I was paid for fighting, but I made more off the sales of the clothing. And so I think this just planted the second seed of like, oh, I'm a brand. What is a brand? How do you push a brand? How do you capture the energy of an audience? How do you capture an audience? So that was kind of like phase one of my life. So why did I stop? There was a family business. Basically, my mom and I decided to open up a business staffing company for healthcare, right? So she worked in healthcare and she worked for staffing companies. And she said, God, I feel like I could do this. I wish I could, I said, well, we can, because there's no barrier to entry. If you have a list of nurses willing to work through you and a list of hospitals that agree to accept your nurses or staff, now you got a business. So that started that whole leg. So I decided to stop fighting and focus on that. And that was kind of chapter 2.
Is there a difference between practicing jiu-jitsu in Brazil and in the US?
I think there are small differences because the cultures are different. I think that there's a lot more pride in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu takes on greater meaning. Your performance, you're showing up every day, the camaraderie between everyone there, the trust that you have in your training partners, the resenha that you have after class.
Yeah.
This is all unique to Brazil in its magnitude. It's unique to Brazil. In the US, it's, as you know, it's much more of a pull yourself up by your bootstraps. People are much more private. People are thinking of their solo careers. Whereas here in Brazil, we are a group. We are training together. How can I help you? Hey, that move you did was really good. Show me again, or I can show you how to defend the thing I did to you. So I would say that's a difference here. It's much more community oriented, but people, when they win, when they fight, they take on such greater pride, like they are going to war. And I think that's a little bit more primal, and resonates more with me, maybe, than the US version of it.
So,
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
We're going to talk about São Paulo a
Yeah.
little bit because you are doing a great job.
Yeah, but I got more questions about
You're going to talk about the jiu-jitsu, the whole podcast.
There we go. Rocky Balboa. We got
Okay,
6 movies to cover.
So do the question about
Where
jiu-jitsu.
are you practicing here? Is there a gym?
Yeah, Aliança.
Fábio Gurgel.
Fabio Gurgel. Yeah, at Matriz, at headquarters. Fabio teaches one. And that's the other thing. Fabio, the legend, teaches there. He runs class every week, 1 day a week at headquarters. Michael Lange, another legend, is there all the other days of the week with the competition class. And not to, not list, but there are so many other great teachers there who were great competitors themselves, and now they're passing on that knowledge. But I can literally train with legends. In the US, you have to pay to go to a seminar to just see the person.
Yeah.
But I'm on a first-name basis with Fabio, and if he remembers my name, he does. And I get to see him every week. Just seeing him is great, and learn from him and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm in Alliance.
Yeah, Jamil also fights jiu-jitsu. That's why he's so interested.
Yeah.
At Barbosa.
Yeah.
Or do we not supposed to say? We can say. Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, it's a very... Have you been there? No?
Ainda não. Com você. I will go with you.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
You need to take him to Barbosa team.
I had a knee surgery like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
In order to fix my... I had cauliflower ears.
Yes, very familiar.
So if we go, I could use protection gear.
Yeah.
What about cauliflower ears?
Look, in the US, you hoped to have it. I think that it's a
brand of honor.
That's right. It signals to someone that you did something difficult. So I never tried to get it, but I never tried to avoid it. And so it's over here. Not much. The camera, I guess, can't see it, but it's there.
Yeah. I used to like it, but nowadays in classes or law courts, I don't know. Sometimes people started looking in a strange way. I don't know. I just felt uneasy sometimes.
Yeah, I get it.
So
it's got to fit the brand.
Yeah.
And you got a pocket handkerchief. You look at you get no cauliflower for you. I'm the jeans wearing sneakers guy. I can have it.
Yeah. But let's go there. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I would love to.
Barbosa is do you know him?
Of him, yes. I don't know him. But in Portuguese, I know it's funny, the word conhecer.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Eu não conheço, but I know of him. But I've never figured out in Portuguese how to say that.
Eu sei quem é.
That's it.
Eu não conheço, mas eu sei quem é.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
He's incredible.
There's so many legends here. So
Yeah,
many legends. Why would you want to
Barbosa
leave?
is a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he defeated Royler, Gracie,
Yes.
and other fighters. Yeah, he's awesome.
It's funny because
Awesome.
when we were in college, like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
they would say, Barbosa is a legend, Barbosa is the best. And I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy, so
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Yeah.
And then one time, Barbosa was standing next to us, and I said, "That's Barbosa." Like,
Yes.
because he's really small,
Man.
but he's really good. He beats people that were way bigger than him, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's many of those guys just like that. And you would never know. You never know that some guys do look tough.
Yeah.
Other guys look normal.
Yeah.
Normal athletic. But
Yeah.
they are way above norm on the mats.
Ok.
We need to talk a little bit about.
Yes, please. Yeah.
There are two
Ele quer
subjects.
falar de
That's
restaurante.
the two subjects that Jamil would talk all night long, like Rocky Balboa and no,
Rocky
actually-
Balboa.
Actually, three subjects: Rocky Balboa, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
and Jiu-Jitsu.
Bodybuilding. Do you like bodybuilding?
No, no, it's good. I'm impressed by it, but I don't watch myself.
You are from Texas.
Yes.
There is a bodybuilding legend who lives there. Ronnie Coleman.
Oh, he's in Texas.
Yeah,
How did I
he,
not
he
know
lives
that?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a famous gym. It's called Metroflex.
Yeah. And that's where he trained?
Yeah. So
He's big, man. He was big.
Yeah, he's really famous among bodybuilders like Jamil. Jamil is a bodybuilder.
He's a legend. Another legend. He knows the
I
legends.
don't know who he is, but
yeah, Ronnie Coleman.
I don't know. I guess I heard of him sometime.
Look,
my
all you
God.
need to know is he's the guy who was famous for lifting up heavy things and saying lightweight
Yeah,
to try to psych himself out. So he's all over the internet for this reason.
I'll do a search for it. So let's talk a little bit about São Paulo. Why São Paulo? Eu vou também fazer a pergunta em português, pessoal, porque depois a gente vai colocar no corte para
I
ficar
just
legalzinho.
met this guy and I like him more than I like you.
Yeah. Me too. Por que você decidiu mudar para São Paulo? Why you decided to come to São Paulo?
Another unplanned, unexpected, and kind of random decision. I asked my friends who work at Flow Grappling. It's the production company for jiu-jitsu, one of the biggest ones. And I said, hey, I want to go somewhere and work remote, but I want to train jiu-jitsu. Where should I go? Anywhere in the world. And they gave me like 3 or 4 locations. Tokyo, London, somewhere else in Europe. And they said, if you want to go to Brazil, Sao Paulo is a great city, and we know a gym that we can vouch for that's safe, clean, alliance. So there's your options. And I said, well, gosh, if I train jiu-jitsu, I should go to Brazil. That's the first place I should start if I want to see jiu-jitsu outside of the U.S. And that was it. And I said, let's go. I'll plan for a month. And that month turned into 2 months. And I said, let me just stay 2 more months. I feel like there's more places I want to eat, more beaches I need to see, and a little bit more training I want to do. And it turned into 6 months in a year, and then I learned about a visa. And so you just start to find all these ways to stay longer and become more immersed in the culture.
Mas essa é a razão que você decidiu vir para cá. Mas por que você decidiu continuar em São Paulo? Why did you decide to continue living in São Paulo and not Rio, for instance?
This is a great question. So there's a few answers to it. I'd say the 2 most important ones are, I chose Sao Paulo. I chose to stay here because, one, I'm a city guy. So if you give me the option of the beach and the waves or a city with all the people, I'm choosing the city every time because there's great energy there. People are doing things. If you imagine New York City, people are starting businesses, partnering up. There's advertisements everywhere. I just went to Tokyo a few months back. More of the same of this. I love it. So I'm energized by city. Sao Paulo is a great city. I think it's right up there with all the great cities in the world. That's number 1. Number 2, I did have 2 reasons, but now I'm forgetting. Brazil, but let's say Sao Paulo specifically because that's where I spend my time. The culture. The culture here is different, but better than America. Now, America has different cultures in different regions. But specifically, everything is about community, family. Everybody wants to help. Everyone's warm and genuine. You go on an elevator, bom dia, tudo bem. Ciao, bom dia. In the US, you get on an elevator, you might as well put your hand up like this and not look at the person. No one's saying hello. You might give them a nod. just so it's less awkward. But I still think it's greatly awkward. I love the US. There's so much to love about it. But when it comes down to it, the people make you feel welcomed and warm and part of something here. No matter what the situation, grocery store, jiu-jitsu, walking on the beach. In the US, it's much more private, much more reserved. And for me personally, I connect better with Brazil. Or let's say Sao Paulo, but like Brazil, because I've been to other cities. So for me, the culture, because I know, look, in the US, you might say, the economy's better. Maybe. There's more opportunities. And maybe it's safer. You can walk around with your phone like this. Okay. My question would be, after you get a little money in your pocket, you got the job. After you hold your phone out like this, because you can, what do you do now? What do you do now? Oh, you're going to hang out with friends? What friends? It's going to take you years to make friends in the US because it's more private, more reserved. You need help. Can you just ask anyone at the grocery store on the elevator? No, not really. Some people you can, but it's random. So for me, if it's money is the goal and you get it, I just don't know what you would do after you get the money on a Tuesday, on a Sunday. What are you going to do? It's not enjoyable compared to the culture here.
What about Brazilian cuisine? Do you like it?
Yes, but I don't even know how to answer that because there's so many things that contribute to what Brazil is, right? From all the different cultures that moved here. So yes, I love it. Feijoada, when you want to eat a lot and make sure that you're well fed and run a marathon. Feijoada, all the spices and the seasoning. I would love to see a little bit more heat. Picante on the food, but that's only because I was so close to Mexico and everything was hot. But other than that, it is so good. The Amazonian food.
O que veio na sua mente quando você viu uma feijoada pela primeira vez? What came to your mind the first time you saw a feijoada?
It just looked like so much like we were eating so that we could go build a castle for the next 3 days or so. It just looked like it could really fortify and energize me. And I wondered what was in each of the pots of food. So I think there was kind of a mystery, a little bit of this discovery process. I mean, I obviously understood what the beans and rice were. But then I'd see all these other pots of stew with meat in them. And they were meats that I'd never tried before, some of them. And so I thought it was definitely enjoyable, definitely a unique experience. The whole experience is different when you eat feijoada. It's not just order a plate, it's served to you. Usually it's buffet style. It's on a certain day of the week, Wednesday, Sunday. So I enjoy the experience of it.
What about brigadeiro?
Brigadeiro.
Have you tried?
Yeah, I have a YouTube video when I was in search of a brigadeiro before I knew what it was. Of course I like it. Of course, it's sweet. It has sugar. It's good. Who wouldn't like it? There's actually a place in...
Açaí.
Açaí. This is probably the best. Because you have açaí in other places, but it's not authentic. It's not going to taste like it does here. It's hard to replicate. So açaí here with all the toppings and all the fixings on top is amazing. You could eat that every day. Every time I compete, I make sure I have a bowl of açaí right after.
Yeah,
it's my
jiu-jitsu fighters love açaí.
Yes, it is mandatory. You'll see a t-shirt stand, a stand for kimonos, and then the açaí stand.
Yeah,
at every event.
Exactly.
But I see you are visiting a lot of restaurants in São Paulo.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
What I was surprised to find is that Sao Paulo, and maybe all of Brazil, is one of the homes to pizza. I didn't know this. Yeah. When I thought about Brazil, I was thinking the meat, the Amazon. I don't know. I never thought pizza, but there's so much pizza here.
São Paulo pizza, a melhor do mundo, best in the world.
I think it's one of the best. I got a couple videos on that. I do think it's one of the best. One of the styles that I don't see, and I just made a video about this, is Detroit style. So I think maybe someone out there can guide me to a place here that has that Detroit-style pizza. It's not mandatory because there's so much other good pizza. But Detroit style is that square, thick edges, so it's a little deeper dish. And the edges are going to be crispy because cheese melts over the edge on the pan, and it kind of caramelizes the cheese. Made famous in Detroit, but now it's all over the U.S. and soon to be here in Sao Paulo, I hope.
Yeah, you can find Chicago pizza here, deep dish pizza. It's amazing, but I really like it. But Detroit pizza I never seen in São Paulo. I don't know.
No.
Never heard of it in São Paulo.
Someone now.
Business idea.
This is the challenge.
Deep dish.
Deep dish is from Chicago.
Yeah. And what's your favorite restaurant in São Paulo?
Man, I'll tell you, there's so many for different occasions. Just like music, I pick the right music for the right moment. Restaurants, I'll do the same. I don't have a favorite, but I do have a favorite for each moment. One of the places that comes to mind as you ask me is a place called Big Dad Burger. Now, for any other burger place that serves great burgers, I'm not saying you're less than them. I'm just saying I had a really great burger at Big Dad Burger. I know in Brazil, you guys don't talk in terms of directions, but it's northwest of here. But basically, I don't remember the city's name, but it's in Sao Paulo, but I don't remember the neighborhood. Big Dad Burger, huge burgers, whole variety of burgers. And I just think that you get so much for what you pay for. All juicy, well prepared. Delicious.
Fica na Vila Leopoldina.
Yes, that's it.
Rua Carlos Weber.
That's it.
I didn't know about it.
Because I'm from Texas and we got a lot of barbecue, there's a barbecue spot here, Raccoon 85, Raccoon 85. It's Texas style, but like American style barbecue. They travel to the US, they compete in barbecue competitions, and then they come back here with those best practices. And It tastes just like home. Well, I don't know where home is, but it tastes just like Texas.
Churrascaria. Have you been?
Yes, of course.
Qual o melhor rodízio?
Yeah.
What's the best rodízio in São Paulo?
Okay, I don't know. And I think that would start a fight, like picking your favorite soccer team, football team. So I won't say, I don't have one. But I do just love the experience. Again, everyone can watch my videos and they'll say, this is a food guy. But really what you'll discover as you watch him is I'm an experience guy.
Nice.
I want to know how it felt being there, how it felt with my friends, how the service was. How did you welcome me into the place? What was just the whole experience? And so the food has to be good as part of that. But if food was the only reason people go to restaurants, people will go alone. They don't. They go with their loved ones. They go with a big group. They go to celebrate. They go to mourn. It's an experience. So when you watch my videos, now that I say it, I hope that you feel that in the videos I make. People will often ask, you showed the burger. You went to, what's a burger place I went to? Not Forno, but they're owned by the same.
Holy Burger.
Holy Burger. Great burger. Another great burger. Great experience. And then some of the comments were, yeah, but how was the burger? You didn't say how good the burger was. And my thing is, you saw it. I showed you. You saw the cheese dripping. You saw the toppings falling out.
It's amazing.
That tells the story. If you want to know, go eat it. You know, I wouldn't have made a video if it wasn't good. But anyone can go, come with me to the best pasta place and then Italiana. Look at this, amazing. I hear the word amazing and delicious every video. So I'm not here to talk about that. I am here to enjoy the food, but I'm presenting to you the experience.
Nice, very nice. I saw the video on Holy Burger, on Forno.
Yes, man.
E eu também vi um vídeo seu na Liberdade, num restaurante chinês.
Yeah.
Fala pouquinho sobre esse restaurante. I saw a video of you in Liberdade in a Chinese restaurant. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. This was such a fun experience. This is exactly my point about how I seek out experience. I learned of this, I think on TikTok is where I got tipped off to this place. And I'm looking for the address, and it's really difficult to find. The person I went with a couple of times said, why don't we just go to this other place? I don't think this place exists. I said, yes, it does. I saw someone on a video eating here. We are going to find it. And we eventually did. There's a tiny, tiny sign in front of it and a tiny, tiny, hard to read sign above it. And there's a guy standing at the doorway. Could have been guarding any apartment. I don't know. But he saw that we were looking. He said, are you looking for the restaurant? And we said, yes. Opens the door, down these long stairs to an even longer hallway. And as you're passing by, you see these Chinese symbols, Chinese murals, Chinese paintings. And it's just like, it's an appetizer for what the experience is going to be. And you finally reach the end of the hallway and it opens up to this big outdoor area in this courtyard. Even more decoration, perfectly Chinese and super authentic. The food was really good. The service was amazing. The kids were running around. Everybody was having a good time. Drinks were everywhere. It was literally for everybody. I think I saw every walk of life there. Tall, short, old, young, eating food, not eating food, drinking water. So this was exactly what I seek out and exactly what I got that night. I love that.
And your videos are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Do you have a special camera or microphone?
Man, no. If anyone sees me on the street, it's probably hard to notice. It's just a little stick. I mean, I can tell you what it is. It's a DJI Osmo Pocket because it could literally fit in your pocket. This to me is inconspicuous. I want to be discreet when I film. I don't want to disturb or disrupt. And I don't want anyone to disrupt me. So I try and get the smallest camera with the highest quality that allows me to show the experience and have one myself without disrupting anyone else's. 4K, slow-mo, everything you could want in a camera this has. Great microphone. I mean, you see it in the videos. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. You don't need anything else. I think everyone has the habit in any industry to think, what's the tool? What's the gadget? I need the gear. What's the gear? The running shoe. I need the running shoe, the running sock, the running elbow pads. I need everything. I don't think you do. I think you just need to run. I think you need to get out the next day. Rocky Balboa was running in the snow.
Yeah.
We don't need to get back on Rocky.
Please, no.
And I think it's not about the gear. Sorry.
Oh, but você faz vídeos assim com ângulo muito bom, com ótima edição. São vídeos praticamente perfeitos, assim. Não tem uma técnica especial que você pode ensinar pra gente? You do great videos, like almost perfect angles. Don't you have like a special technique that you can teach us? I'm not talking about the gear. I'm talking about techniques.
Oh, you want me to give some tips? I mean, we can give some quick ones. I think whether your camera or phone has this or not, try to look for the feature that gives you the lines on the screen. You're going to see 2 vertical lines. So 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines. This will allow you to kind of play by the rule of thirds. So if we're imagining a screen and we got these lines, you're going to have where the lines intersect is where you want to put the focus. This is a great way if you don't know how to focus a shot, just how to simply achieve it. So the person's going to be off center. You could always center the subject. That's fine. That looks great. It's classic, but everyone does it. If you want to one-up it and start to look like a pro, look for these lines, go off center, play by the rule of thirds or Google it, and that's going to give you the first step towards aligning a shot. From there, we're going to be looking at shapes. We're going to look at what the landscape around us, where it's directing the eyes. So I would say just look around, look at how the table slants, look at how the mountain slopes, look at how far or close the boat is behind us. Start to think, there is actually someone, can I give a shout out to someone? I don't know this guy, but he started following me.
Here you have Salvo-conduto. Salvo-conduto means you're free to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Man, this guy, and I don't even think he's a videographer or a photographer. It was like, I don't want to mess up his name, but let me look in my followers. And he recently followed. And man, his composition, that's like the way you frame a shot, is amazing. And I think people should go to his profile and look for what he does and just follow what he does. Okay, so followers, is this in chronological order? His name was, and I guess we can talk while I do this, but this guy, without even using any words, you could look at his profile and go, oh, okay, do that stuff? Got it. Because it's the way that he presents his angles. It makes the shot interesting. So I think start with a rule of thirds and then think about what else is in the shot and where it will lead the eyes. Just follow it. And if you think it follows to an interesting place, I think you're following best practices of film and photography.
Amazing.
J.R. Duran. Super popular.
It's a popular photographer in Brazil.
What's his name?
Yeah.
J.R. Duran. He was the photographer of Playboy Brazil.
Very, very popular.
He was very famous here.
Does he still do work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, if I could, for anyone listening, this is on Instagram. His name is Julio Miranda, and his Instagram handle is Miranda Julio.
Julio Miranda Julio no Instagram, @MirandaJulio.
And scroll through, not his selfie photos. I don't know. That's his own style, his own vibe. Skip the selfie photos and just look at all the other ones. He's got ones with like cruise ships, and just look at how much or how little the subject is in the shot. And try to play a little bit with what you see. I think you'll pick up some things from his style, but if you scroll through, don't mimic his style, but try and take some lessons from him. I think this guy does it well. I don't even think he's trying to be a photographer. He just naturally knows how to capture a shot.
Yeah, Rodrigo is a great photographer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rodrigo is the only one who knows what he's doing here in the podcast. He's an amazing photographer and video maker.
Oh, that's
Congratulations,
great,
Rodrigo.
Yeah, he's got us looking half decent, I hope. Yes.
Yeah. We have the best image. We don't have the best podcasts, but we have the best image and sound.
That's right.
Podcasts.
Volume down, I could just watch it. I could just look at it. But outside of eating, man, I just love Sao Paulo. I love getting around. I love getting tips from people. There was one, Vila Itororá.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And it's a small area that used to be something and now it's not. But they took an artistic renovation to it. And so you walk through and it's very simple. But its simplicity is worth it. There's no cost of admission. You just walk through.
Eu quero aproveitar isso porque eu vou perguntar o seguinte. Você já viajou o mundo. São Paulo não é considerado uma cidade turística, pelo menos por nós paulistanos. Você considera São Paulo uma cidade turística como Tóquio, como Londres? Do you consider São Paulo a touristic city like Tokyo, like London, Paris?
Yes. Now, I don't know if that's measured in terms of the tourists that are here, but I'll say from my eyes, when I first arrived as a tourist, did I feel like I had places to explore like I could other major cities in the world? Absolutely. That's why I kept staying. Yes, I love the people. Yes, I love the food, but I loved feeling like this was a place to explore. Like I would pay to take a trip here and experience it like a vacation. So I hope other people are coming for that too, both from within Brazil and outside. And the longer I stay, the more things I discover, right? Like the more genres I discover, the more neighborhoods I discover. You just have and I think that Centro, for example, is an amazing place. And every time I say that, people tell me, cuidado.
You have to be careful.
You have to be careful, Centro. No, man, you go down there and it's a place that used to be. It used to be a little something different, maybe a little something more. And it's still got the artifacts from that you can see. And it has an amazing restaurant or an amazing attraction. And then there's something that you should avoid and be careful from. And an amazing restaurant, an amazing attraction, amazing architecture, and then something to avoid. This to me is ripe for creative energy. And I think that there's the next generation moving in, hanging out, and developing in small ways with their small studio, their little coffee shop, maybe their little t-shirt shop. But this is the kind of energy you want in there. And you get these people hanging out. I saw it happen in Detroit. This is my Detroit hat. I saw it happen. Detroit used to be something. Then industry went down and it was nothing. And it was dangerous. And then the young kids started to move in and said, well, it's cheap to rent here. I like being in a big city and I can afford the rent. Start a t-shirt shop, a little microbrewery, a little coffee shop. And all of a sudden, you got a little culture there. I see the same thing happening in Central. I keep telling my friends I'm going to move there, and they keep saying don't. So I guess I'll stay where I'm at for now.
And you are learning Portuguese. Are you attending a Portuguese school, or do you have a teacher?
I was. Tô aprendendo português. Ainda. Depois 2 anos aqui. But I think I was taking a class. I was working with a private teacher. And then I stopped because other things were taking my attention. And I just tried to immerse myself in the city, in conversation with people who can't speak English. And that was probably the greatest way to learn. But maybe after 2 years, because I can't speak it fluently, maybe that wasn't the greatest way. But it is a way to learn.
Mas quando você fala, soa muito bem.
Obrigado. Obrigado.
Você consegue entender ou
entendi. Não, entendi. Consigo entender português. Consigo falar ou consigo pronunciar bem. Mas eu preciso mais vocabulário.
Nossa, mas é
This is the
perfeito.
issue.
É melhor que o português do João.
And different people, I can like people from Rio, a little bit more difficult for me to understand because Deutsch, it's a little difficult. The people from Sao Paulo are a little easier to understand.
Try speaking to someone from Santa Catarina.
Really? Much different.
Very hard.
Who, he is? Are you?
No.
De onde você é?
Não, eu não acho.
Santa Catarina...
Hard to understand?
Santa Catarina, the people from the countryside of Santa Catarina are the hardest one to understand.
Okay.
Try search for it on YouTube.
Okay. And this place, yeah, I can I'm already imagining now, but I will look it up. But I think I will return to formal classes. Now that I have a base, I want to accelerate because my experiences grow here. the more I can communicate with people. If I'm limited to transactions, I want chicken, where is the bathroom? Then we're not going to go deep into conversation. I can't learn about them. I can't tell them about myself. So I am going to formalize my training after this podcast.
Nice. Finally, se você pudesse criar 24 horas perfeitas em São Paulo para quem nunca veio, o que você diria? If you could create like...
Mas eu acho que ele entende. Você entendeu a pergunta
sim,
ou não?
Mas eu quero fazer em inglês também, porque depois se a gente for
pra...
usar...
tá bom.
Favor.
If you could create the perfect 24 hours in São Paulo for someone who never been here, what would you say to them?
Meu Deus. Okay, so we would start in the morning. So we're going to need some café de mañana. So we need to find the best breakfast, one of the best breakfasts and the best coffee. I think let's go get a great coffee to start the day at Coffee Lab. Go to Coffee Lab. They got a couple locations. It's a great vibe in there. A little bit of nature, a lot of coffee, great service. Okay. Then at some point in the day, we got to go to, I'll give you random parts of the day and you can pack it together how you want.
Yeah.
You got to go to Liberdade. This is where all the Asian food is.
My favorite.
The Asian community, Asian culture, beautiful out there. You can eat the food, shop at the stores. So much to do out there, so different. Where else we got? We got to go to Big Dad Burger. Right? We got to go out to Vila Leopoldina. Where else can we see? We need places to see.
Parque Ibirapuera.
Parque Ibirapuera. After we eat our food, at some point, we got to do a run. I run there every weekend. Parque Ibirapuera. Beautiful place. You got the families, you got the dogs, you got the trees. Great place. But I was going to say another one. Now I forgot. Oh, a great recommendation. Where else can we go? Maybe you got to see a football game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't want to start any fights. Okay, that's your recommendation. Who are you seeing? Which football team?
Corinthians.
Okay, so we got Palmeiras, Corinthians. So someone else can go to a Sao Paulo game.
Yeah.
It's not my recommendation. I'm just saying that's the other team. Or Santos, but that's a different city, right?
Yeah, Santos is like 80 kilometers from here. It's not that far.
There is a movie theater, and my gosh, I can't remember the name, but Hayal is part of the name. Hayal something is a movie theater. It's an art movie theater. Let's see if we can find it real quick. The reason I suggest this is it's not like AMC or Cinepolis. Those present movies. This one is more of an experience. So if you like Quentin Tarantino and he loves movies and he has a movie theater, this is the kind of movie theater he would go to. And let's see. The name Hayal is in it. Like
Belas Artes, no?
Yes. Hayal.
Reag Belas Artes.
Yes, and it's a movie theater, right?
It's a street cinema. We call it like a cinema on the street because in São Paulo, we usually go to the cinema on the shopping centers, on the shopping malls.
Yes.
And then, but we still have some few cinemas on the street, but not much.
Yes, and the reason I love this is the same reason I don't want to drive a car. And when I lived in the US, I had to. Why? When you go to the cinema that's inside the shopping center, you're in a bubble. You're protected by the temperature of that bubble. It's different than the street outside. It's a completely different world, just like in a car relative to walking or biking. These are different worlds. You are separate from the community you're driving through. So I like this theater because right when you leave the theater, you're right back into the real world. You're right there on the street. You're right there on the sidewalk. You got to keep your phone in your pocket.
It's in Consolação, right? The neighborhood.
Yes.
Cine Belas Artes. The Reag is a sponsorship name, but the Cine Belas Artes, you're talking about Cine Belas Artes.
And there is, if you look it up, you'll see one of the first photos you'll see is right when you enter and you're ready to go up the stairs towards the theaters, it is this neon green. And it looks like you're getting zapped up into a spaceship, right? Like aliens are zapping you up. It's just this really cool experience that goes beyond the movies. It's a whole vibe.
I want to go there.
So find the right movie and go enjoy.
It's like indie movies, I guess.
They play a mix of indie films, yes, old films, and some modern ones. But it's not going to be your big blockbuster movies. Because it's an indie film studio. Not studio, but a theater.
Nice. Look, I want to say again that I love what you're doing in Instagram.
Yeah.
Please, your Instagram is the Travis Wright, right?
Yes. And Wright is a difficult name for people to understand, but if it's anywhere in the description, the Travis Wright.
Perfect. It's just the same as your name.
Yes.
With a W.
That's it.
Perfect. Então, quem quiser seguir The Travis Wright, all your videos are subtitled in Portuguese, right?
Yes.
Todos os vídeos têm legendas em português. Eu tenho assistido os vídeos e tenho gostado muito. Não é à toa que a gente trouxe ele aqui para fazer um episódio hoje um pouco mais light, né? Falar um pouquinho de São Paulo, turismo. Tinha muita coisa que a gente queria falar ainda também, de viagens para o Japão, né?
Jiu-jitsu.
Acho que a gente podia falar só um pouquinho da viagem para o Japão dele, né? Porque nós três fomos ao Japão já. O Jamil foi, teve a experiência dele, eu fui, tive a minha, e você foi, teve a sua. Fala um pouquinho pra gente da sua experiência no Japão. Tell us a little bit about your experience in Japan.
Oh man, this was so enjoyable in and of itself, but I loved comparing it to Brazil. Not in better or worse, but just to understand how each culture would do it. And they are so far away from each other geographically, and they are that far away from each other culturally. When you use the train, the subway system in Japan, going through it, waiting for the train, getting on and off, it is perfectly orderly. There is nothing out of place. Everyone is equal distance from the next person. When the door opens, when the train arrives, everyone exits the train, and we all wait in a line, and we don't even look at anyone.
Yeah.
After everyone exits, 2, 3 seconds, you look in, no more people. Now we enter one by one by one by one. It is amazing. It is perfectly orderly, like it's the military. Everyone is perfectly polite. No one even makes noises because that would be a disruption to you. You say, oh, maybe someone sneezes. No, no one sneezes. No one coughs. No one hiccups or burps. Nothing. There's no noises, no disruptions. In Brazil, when you take the train,
Pure chaos.
pure chaos. It's a little bit more chaos. There's a little bit more samba vibe to it. So people coming on and off at the same time. I mean, we're just bouncing through each other. No one's rude. No one's impolite. None of that. But there's no order. There's very little order. We're on and off at the same time. We're bumping into each other. We understand that there's rules, but we like to be a little flexible with the rules. Like Brazilians like to be a little flexible with time. We're flexible with the rules. So I think that my trip there, that was the first thing I saw, was just how perfectly orderly everything was, like it was on a track. There's no deviation from the rules and the norms that they all agree to observe. Never a deviation. But I still prefer Brazil because I feel like they're closer to robots. Gosh, no offense. They're just closer to a robot, an AI robot, and we're closer to humans, to just the real, authentic human experience you feel here, and you feel less than the real human experience everywhere else in the world. Even if it's 1% less, I think it's just less.
Yeah, but I gotta confess, I prefer their subway than ours.
Yes, of course. Yes, it works better. No one can deny this. But if the trade-off is feeling like we're alive, all right, I'll take a little bumping of the shoulders.
Great answer. Great answer. So let's move to the other. So we're gonna move to the other part of the podcast. But I just want to say, I really enjoyed your presence here.
Yeah.
It was very fun to have you and very informative as well. And it's always nice to know different cultures. For us, you brought a lot of joy to our show. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And if I could say one more thing, thank you so much. And you have a product or a platform about using AI and informing people about AI through courses within the scope of law.
Yeah.
And although I didn't take these courses, I did look through it and just out of curiosity. And I think this is amazing. And I think it's a step in the absolute right step in the right direction. Because in law, I hear a lot of people within there say, oh my gosh, AI is going to replace us. We're going to be the first. And there's a lot of worry and a lot of fear. And you guys take the exact opposite approach. I think that you present it as something to leverage and really accelerate and elevate what people can do with law in the scope of law. So I was super impressed that you guys are leaning right into it. And I'm no expert. I can't tell you that that's the right move because I know. But just as an outsider, I'd love to see you embracing rather than being afraid of it.
Oh,
I think you guys are on the right.
Thank you very much.
You're in the right direction.
It's our first online course, and we're willing to do other courses like from speech, from law in general,
Yeah.
criminal law. That's what we're more into. We're gonna do a lot of courses, and it's the first course that we've seen actually that is in this format. So for the
It's like a podcast.
yeah,
Sure.
So we talk and it's kind of fun.
yeah,
It's more informal.
For the AI course, we brought the judge that teaches the other judges in São Paulo how to use AI.
Got it.
So he sits there and
Yeah.
we make questions, and it's a full course on AI
Man.
for lawyers and prosecutors and judges, and it's really good.
I thought so as well.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I learned a lot on the course, so I think everyone who buys the course will learn too.
Okay,
Right.
next segment.
Okay, Travis is gonna come back for the last segment for the spoiler, emotional spoiler, as we were talking. So think about what we recommend: a book, a film, or a series. Okay?
Tá.
Então vamos lá,
Vou
pessoal.
começar? Eu começo?
É o caso bizarro?
Não, eu ia falar do filme já.
Eu achei que você... não, a gente vai pro caso bizarro.
Vai lá.
Então, pessoal, agora a gente vai pro quadro do caso bizarro, tá? E esse caso aconteceu no Alasca. O caso do Vingador do Alasca. Jason Vukovic foi apelidado de Vingador do Alasca. Ele foi abusado sexualmente pelo pai adotivo quando era jovem. O irmão presenciou. E depois de adulto, em junho de 2016, o que ele fez? Ele foi lá naquele cadastro de predadores sexuais que tem nos Estados Unidos e escolheu 3 vítimas ali para invadir a casa e agredir com um martelo. Então ele agrediu 3 predadores sexuais registrados como forma de vingança pelo que ele sofreu na infância. Durante o processo, ele acabou se declarando culpado de agressão e roubo. Ele tomou uma pena de 25 anos e enquanto o juiz dava a pena para ele, ele olhou para o irmão e sorriu. Depois de um tempo, 2 anos depois, ele percebeu, né, que não tinha esse direito de agredir as pessoas e que deveria ter buscado aconselhamento antes de explodir e atacar essas pessoas. Mas online, ele teve muito apoio de muita gente pelo que ele fez. Jamil, aqui no Brasil tentaram emplacar algo semelhante a esse cadastro de predadores sexuais, né? Mas acho que não pegou muito isso, né? A gente até falou sobre isso aqui uma vez.
Não, tem um cadastro, né?
Tem, mas...
É que ainda tá incipiente, né? Ainda não tá...
a gente quase não se ouve falar. A gente fez um podcast sobre isso aqui uma
Sim,
vez, inclusive,
sim,
falou sobre isso e hoje em dia, né, não pegou. Mas, Jamil, nesse caso específico, você entende que se fosse no Brasil, se aplicaria a qualificadora do motivo torpe?
Não acho, porque um motivo torpe seria um motivo reprovável, repugnante. A gente não poderia, na minha opinião, classificar como repugnante alguém que ataca um predador sexual por conta de uma violência que essa própria pessoa sofreu. Não estou querendo com isso dizer que ele não merece ser punido.
Sim.
Eu só estou querendo dizer que ele não merece uma pena maior por um motivo especialmente reprovável, né?
Eu concordo.
O que seria mais provável a defesa tentar emplacar aí um relevante valor social, alguma coisa assim. Não que fosse colar também, mas faria mais sentido, né?
Perfeito. Caso extremamente bizarro mesmo. E agora a gente pode ir para o spoiler emocional, né, Jamil? Vou só dar boa noite pro pessoal que está nos assistindo. Antes disso, um segundinho que saiu da tela aqui. Então quero dar boa noite aí pro João Paulo Alves, pro Felipe Vieira, pro Paulo Carvalho. Paulo Carvalho falou assim, ó, alto nível hoje, hein? Pô, obrigado. Obrigado, Paulo. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Eu gostei muito do episódio de hoje. E vamos então pro spoiler emocional. Você quer fazer primeiro?
Vou começar então.
Tá,
Aí já vai treinando português, então. Depois eu vou perguntar, fazer alguma pergunta aqui pra ver se você entendeu, hein? Não, eu tô brincando.
E no final o Travis vai dar a indicação dele também.
Vou recomendar um filme muito bom, como indicação do Rodrigo. O Rodrigo falou pra eu assistir, falou que era um filmaço e, de fato, é muito bom. É um filme com o Brad Pitt, Fórmula 1, F1. E é do mesmo produtor do Maverick, Top Gun 2. E é muito bom o filme. Eu acho que é o melhor filme de Fórmula 1. Acho que até então não tinha um filme bom de Fórmula 1, né? Pelo menos eu não lembro. De Fórmula 1 mesmo até então não tinha nenhum. E esse realmente é muito, muito bom. Ele é empolgante. Realmente é um filmaço. Atualmente ele tá para alugar na Apple. Vale muito a pena.
Já
viu?
saiu do cinema?
Tá no cinema ainda, em alguns
Você
cinemas.
assistiu no cinema ou na Apple?
Assisti na Apple.
É porque dizem que, mesmo ele estando no streaming, vale a pena ir ao cinema assistir. Né?
Eu acho que vale, porque vai ganhar aí alguns pontos o filme. Mas enfim, assisti em casa e vale a pena, viu? Assistam, vocês vão gostar.
Legal. Quer fazer aquela brincadeira igual a gente fez da outra vez?
Vamos lá.
Então a gente vai fazer de filmes de prisão hoje, hein?
Então vai lá, filmes
Manda
de
bala.
prisão. Só para quando falar um filme melhor que A Espera de um Milagre.
Carandiru.
Filme muito bom, nacional, não é melhor que A Espera de um Milagre.
Golpe Baixo.
Adoro esse filme, com Adam Sandler. Você
Muito
gosta?
bom, muito bom.
É, muito legal. Mas não, né? A Espera de um Milagre é melhor.
Mas quem não assistiu tem que assistir, porque é bom demais.
É muito bom.
O Poço.
O Poço é um filme controverso. Eu gosto. Você gosta?
Gosto.
Muita gente odeia. Mas mesmo gostando, não é melhor nem ferrando. A Espera de um Milagre.
Condenação Brutal.
Esse é o filme do Stallone. Poderia dizer que ganha, né? Só por ter Stallone. Mas não, vamos ser honestos aqui. Não é melhor que A Espera de um Milagre.
Um Sonho de Liberdade.
Aí você apelou.
Acabou o
De
vídeo.
um Milagre. É melhor.
Acabou o vídeo, então. Muito bom, Jamil. Eu vou dar o meu spoiler emocional também hoje. E como eu já vinha falando, né? A gente tem quase 100 episódios, pessoal. Então, o que significa que a gente tem mais de 100 indicações aqui. E aí agora a gente começou a fazer um lance que o pessoal tem gostado muito, que são os tops de filmes, né? Então a gente já fez aqui top de viagem no tempo, top de melhores filmes de todos os tempos, top de filmes jurídicos. E eu decidi fazer um top com um ator que eu adoro, cara. Você sabe quem é?
Sei.
Sabe porque eu te falei antes do episódio.
Mas eu já sabia.
Então, top 5 filmes com Edward Norton. Em quinto lugar, O Despertar de uma Paixão. Já viu?
Já, muito bom.
Fantástico. Em quarto lugar, As Duas Faces de um Crime, um dos melhores filmes jurídicos que tem.
Espetacular.
Em terceiro lugar, O Ilusionista.
Excelente.
Em segundo lugar, pra mim, o melhor plot twist da história, Clube da Luta.
Esse filme dispensa comentários, né? Poderia estar em primeiro. O que vem acima desse aí?
Eu acho que você vai concordar comigo. Em primeiro lugar, A Outra História Americana.
Esse é um dos melhores filmes que eu já vi na vida.
Cara, que filme bom, hein?
Quem não viu ainda é obrigatório. É espetacular.
Essa é a minha recomendação de hoje. Assista A Outra História Americana, depois vem aqui falar o que achou.
Have you seen American History X?
Yes. Long time ago, but yes.
Great movie, huh?
Yes. Very emotionally jarring. A lot of emotional roller coaster in that movie.
Yeah, and there's a movie we love. It's Shawshank Redemption.
Sure. Yeah. Very intense. Don't go to a birthday party after you watch those movies. It's two different experiences.
The acting of Edward Norton in American History X is amazing. It's like that scene where he's arrested. His face is like terrifying. It's such a good actor.
He really embodied it. And you hope that's because he's a good actor and not partly that kind of person. I'm sure it's just a great actor. Yeah.
So now it's your turn to tell your favorite movie or your favorite book or your favorite series. So, Travis, indica pra gente um livro, um filme ou uma série no nosso quadro Spoiler Emocional.
And this can be a couple references.
Sure.
Sure. I think just a few off the top of the head. There's a book called 48 Laws of Power. I think it's been translated to Portuguese, but I don't know what the translated name is. But 48 Laws of Power, I'm forgetting the author's name, but I do believe it's available. This is going to give you, as it says, 48 different observations about how life works, specifically about psychology. You're going to observe all of these behaviors. It's basically describing behaviors, a lot of manipulation tactics, a lot of things that you see in the real world, in corporate life, in the law room. But this is, I think, such an important book. If someone is not naturally aggressive or is too kind and just doesn't understand why people do this or that, or if they don't like backstabbing, what this does is, sure, it could help you become a backstabber and climb the ladder. But I think what it does is highlight the things that are out there. These are the behaviors that exist. These things are going to happen. So you read this book to just become aware of the different ways that people operate. And once you do, their movements become a little bit more clear.
Em português, diz As 48 Leis do Poder, de Robert Greene.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Greene.
The same name.
Yes, it's great. So this is a really nice book about the real world, I think.
Great recommendation.
Yes. I love Tarantino, and one of Tarantino's movies is Inglourious Bastards.
Ah, nice.
So great movie in and of itself. But Christoph Waltz has an amazing performance in it. He plays a bad guy, right? I guess because it depends on which side of the war you're on, but he plays a bad guy. But he's very deviant and he's very cunning, and he's going to do bad things to people. And he's trying to find people and bring them into camps. Like it's not nice what he's doing. But man, he is so intelligent and sophisticated while he does it.
Yeah.
You're almost like distracted by just how much of an expert he is at doing this bad thing. So you're confused while you're watching it because you're impressed by him, but you're like, no, he's the bad guy. And I just think he's amazing in so many movies, but in Inglourious Bastards, he's
he
just
speaks
wonderful.
Italian.
Yes.
Dominic De Coco.
Yes.
Do you remember this scene?
Yes. And how he catches people.
Margaretti.
Yes. God, and he like, for example, he's catching someone's slightest dialect change. They're presenting themselves as being from this area with this accent. And then he catches the accent change just the slightest. No one else notices, but he does. And this is the exact kind of precision he has that makes him such a bad guy, but it's so impressive. You feel both emotions at once.
Nice.
Yeah, I love this
Great
movie.
recommendations.
Brad Pitt is such a great actor.
In this movie, yeah. Whole cast of actors.
Movies are fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah, like Seven, Fight Club, and a lot of great movies.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one which ties into a restaurant here, Big Kahuna, which is a reference
Big Kahuna
to
Burger.
from Pulp Fiction. That's the restaurant, fast food that they buy the shakes and the burgers from. And there's a restaurant here in Sao Paulo called the Big Kahuna.
So you've been to a lot of burger places in São Paulo, right?
Yes, not all of them, but I've been around.
Can we make like a top 3? Like top 3 hamburguerias em São Paulo.
Man, okay, let's try, but I don't want to offend any of the places that I haven't been to already. But Holy Burger, Big Dad Burger for sure are 2. I'm considering, why don't we put somewhere like Joaquin's?
Nice.
Joaquin's. It's classic. It's not a smash burger. It's not going to make a big mess all over the place, but it's a very classic, well put together burger that shows you how things were done 80 years ago.
You want to do a top 5?
You can add the next 2. Those are.
I can add the next 2?
Yes.
Oh, Seu Osvaldo. Have you ever been?
No.
Seu Osvaldo in Ipiranga. Seu Osvaldo is like the most classic burger in São Paulo. Hambúrguer do Seu Osvaldo.
Ainda não. I will go, but ainda não.
You need to go.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah?
E o segundo? Difícil, hein? Me
I
pegou de
don't know. I
surpresa.
like the Outback burger.
Oh.
Nah, para.
But this is American.
No.
Australian, really?
I'm sure he's kidding because there's no way.
I'm not. It's very good.
That's I'm just pulling up.
There's another one. There's close by.
Yes.
There's called São Carlos Lanches.
So good. Okay.
They do the hamburger countryside style. On the countryside of São Paulo.
Yeah.
We do the burger with a lot of other stuff like catupiry, requeijão, corn, and a lot of stuff. And then we put it on a press.
Okay.
And we call it prensado. Have you ever eaten a prensado?
I don't think
you
no.
need to eat a prensado.
I need to, yes.
You need to eat it. It's São Carlos Lanches is the most famous in São Paulo that does it. But if you go to any city on the countryside, you're gonna find like traders on the square that sells them.
Oh man.
I think São Carlos Lanches is really good. You should try it.
Okay, I'm going to add it to my list. I'm adding it to my list.
So, I think that's it for today.
Have you been to Gonpachi in Tokyo? It's the Kill Bill restaurant.
What's the name again? How do you...
Gonpachi.
I don't think so. Not by name. I'm not
It's
recognizing
the Kill
it.
Bill restaurant in Tokyo.
No. You would think because I love Tarantino. No, I didn't go.
Ah,
Sometimes
it's
I
very
avoid places.
beautiful.
I wish I would have went now that you're saying it, but sometimes I will avoid places that seem too touristy, or if they get too much attention on Instagram or TikTok, I don't want to go now. You know, I would like to discover a place or ask the locals, where do you eat? If you're really hungry for a burger, where are you going? I don't know that they're going to the Kill Bill place, so I try to choose. They know the area, and I'm in their area, so I want to eat like them.
Bom,
Yeah, perfect.
só para terminar, para a gente não deixar a audiência confusa. Quando você falou do hambúrguer do Outback, você tava brincando.
Não, acho muito bom mesmo.
Para, pelo amor de Deus. É melhor a gente encerrar então, senão eu vou ficar bravo aqui. Travis, thank you so much.
Obrigado.
I love that you came. I'll keep seeing your videos. Qualquer um que quiser assistir os vídeos do Travis, é só ir lá do The Travis Wright, @ The Travis Wright no Instagram. E tem no YouTube também, né? You have a YouTube channel as well.
Também.
Same name?
Same name.
The Travis Wright. Awesome videos. Thank you so much. Jamil.
Thank you so much. Obrigado, João, Rodrigo, a todos que nos assistiram, nos ouviram. Até uma próxima.
You want to leave a message to your fans? Whatever you want.
Follow along for the ride and please comment and give me the recommendations. I promise I will go.
Thank you. You need to go to a Palmeiras game. I'll take you to a Palmeiras game.
Okay, with you I will go.
You need to be a palmeirense. Pessoal, obrigado por ter assistido. A gente vai tentar depois postar com legendas isso. A gente vai ver aqui se a gente faz uma mágica para dublar e colocar também no nosso podcast áudio, né? Para todo mundo que assiste, tá em todas as plataformas. A gente tem quase 100 episódios já no áudio, né, Jamil?
Exatamente. Estamos em todas as plataformas.
Legal. Obrigado, pessoal. Até a próxima terça.